Hello, and welcome to the University of Minnesota 4-H Agronomy and Horticulture Program video series. My name is Ryan Murr, and I am one of the interns with the University of Minnesota 4-H Agronomy and Extensions program. In today's video, we are going to take a closer look at hydrangeas, such as the one right here. Now, hydrangeas flower in three different colors. These colors are white, pink, and blue. Our Annabelle hydrangeas, our oak leaf hydrangeas, and our PG family hydrangeas will produce the flower of color they produce no matter what conditions they are growing in. For every other hydrangea, they will either produce a blue flower or a pink flower, depending on the pH of the soil that they are growing in. Now, hydrangeas are not actually flowers. Yes, they do produce a flower, but they are technically classified as a shrub. Shrubs are woody perennials with multiple stems, which do not exceed the height of 13 feet. Now, looking at this hydrangea right here, we can examine it and determine that yes, it does have a woody stem. There are multiple stems, and it will never reach a height greater than 13 feet. Now, like I said, most hydrangeas produce either blue flowers or pink flowers, depending upon the pH of the soil in which they are growing. Now, soil pH is determined by many factors. But when it comes to hydrangea, there is one factor that we need to focus on, and that is actually the presence of the aluminum plus 3 cation. Now, acidic soils actually have more free aluminum plus 3 ions in the soil than a basic soil. So, if we take a hydrangea bush and we plant it into an acidic soil, especially soils between the pH of 5.2 and 5.5, it is going to produce a blue flower for us. This is because there's more free aluminum cations within the soil for the plant to take up. And as this plant takes up these aluminum ions, it takes it into its roots, stems, and leaves, and ultimately into its flowers, thus producing a blue flower for us. On the other hand, if we take a hydrangea bush and we then plant it into a more basic soil, pHs between 6.2 and 6, it's going to actually produce a pink flower for us. Now, this is because there are fewer free aluminum plus 3 ions within the soil. Given that there are fewer ions in the soil for this plant to take up, it's going to take up fewer aluminum ions into its roots, stems, leaves, and into the flowers. And with this lack of aluminum ions, it's going to result in a pink flower for us. Knowing this, we can actually manipulate the soil pH that the hydrangea is growing in to produce a color flower that we desire. So if you have a pink hydrangea and you want it to produce a blue flower instead, you need to make your soil more acidic. Now, there are several ways in which we can go about making soil more acidic. The first way is we can buy a soil acidifier, such as aluminum sulfate, from your local garden store and apply it to the soil around the hydrangea. Or we can take a more natural approach, in which we use pine needles and pine bark, and we mix it into the soil and we put it on top of the soil surrounding the hydrangea. And over time, this will acidify the soil, causing our pink hydrangea to now produce a blue flower for us. But what if we have a blue hydrangea and we want it to be pink? Well, we can make that happen as well. So if we have a blue hydrangea, we know that we're in acidic soil. And if we want a pink hydrangea, we know we need basic soils. So to take our acidic soil that our hydrangea is currently growing in, we can apply a lime to the area around the hydrangea. The lime is going to move the soil to a more neutral and ultimately more basic pH, which will result in the hydrangea then producing a pink flower for us. Now, you have to use caution when you're changing your soil's pH. So, acidifiers and lime can kill your plant if you use too much too quickly. So, if we want to change our soil pH, we need to apply small amounts of either our lime or chosen acidifier over an extended period of time to avoid killing the plants. Now, we also need to note that the soil has a tendency to revert back to its original pH. Meaning, if we change the pH 1 year and we're successful with it, it does not guarantee that next year that pH is going to be what we want it to be. So, we have to change our soil pH annually and do soil tests to monitor soil pH to make sure that it is in our desired range to produce the flower color that we want our hydrangea to produce. So, I hope you guys learned something today about hydrangeas and how we can use soil pH to manipulate the color of the flower that they produce. Thank you for watching, and I hope you are successful in your endeavors to change the color of your hydrangea.